Before I went on maternity leave, I made sure that the strategy and the vision for the business was clearly understood across the whole division and outside my division. And I made sure we had all our projects in place, our funding, and everyone pretty clear on their accountabilities. I went off and had my 7 months of looking after my son, and when I came back, unfortunately, the whole business was in pretty much disarray. There was just fires everywhere, compliance issues, people were burnt out, there were problems, there were complaints, some of the projects were behind. It was just diabolical. There were a lot of competing priorities and my roles were just intertwined at that time. And I needed to take a course of action that was going to stop me from burning out and rescuing everyone right across the organisation and at home. So I determined that, what were my big 5 goals? And I chose things like I needed to get my energy back. I would never be a good leader if I was burnt out every day and I was consumed in activity and meeting after meeting, that I needed to pull back from that. I made commitments around leaving the workplace at a certain time during the day, before 5 o'clock, making sure I still had energy for the kids. And once I'd come up with those sort of 5 goals, then I did an audit of my diary. And I asked my PA to go through and code everything that had happened in the last month and 2 months and work out how it aligned to those 5. And what I could easily see was I was spending, like I thought, 90% of time on activity that was nothing to do with those 5 goals. And so what that enabled me to do was say, well, actually, we're now going to start thinking about my diary and my appointments and where I spend my time very scientifically, if you like, going forward. Once I had these big goals and a system for actually recognising when I was off task or on task, I was able to really see what my stress levels were and what was causing it. So pretty quickly, by staying on task and onto these goals, I was able to reduce my stress levels. I was able to spend more time with my team on the really big issues. They were able to work on the activities that they should be working on. And it benefited and I guess snowballed through the whole organisation that we were able to get back on track and get back into a positive frame versus a negative issues frame. As a result of simplifying our business and our core strategies, we're able to take out 20% of the inefficiencies that were in the business, and we're able to withhold our profit margins in a time when most of the industry was going backwards. In fact, it was so successful that my boss came to me and said he'd like to lead a simplification initiative right across the division and get us to the same outcome and purpose, and we're finding the benefits of that amazing right now. The MasterChef metaphor was quite important for me, and I think it's a really good analogy for leadership. You need to practice your craft over many years. You need to demonstrate the products that you can deliver, and you can't just tell people about it. You actually have to show them what it is you do and how they might go about it. In fact, I also use the analogy of when a restaurant gets really busy and things are really hectic and you need to be your best. In fact, that's what a master chef does. That's when your true test comes. And as leaders, it's good to be a good leader in average times, things are going well, but actually a true test of leadership comes when the stress is on and the pressure is on, and that is the most important time to really demonstrate your craft and skill.